Hello, explorers, and welcome back. I am Leonidas, this is Stationeers, and this is episode 2 of my Moon series. Now, for you, it's been, I don't know, a week, a few days. I might actually release 0 and 1 back to back. Yeah, I'll probably release them within a day of each other. For me, it's been about 2 minutes. I closed out one and am opening another, so we're going to jump back in. In my previous episode, I went through a walkthrough of what you have when you land, explained some of the things, and now today we are going to get started. We are going to, I love these splash screens, by the way. We are going to get going, setting up our base. So everything should look familiar from my last episode where I left off. Just kind of a bunch of random stuff strewn all over the place. So the first thing that we need is to figure out, where do we want to build? We need a relatively large area, and I like it to be pretty flat. That one looks pretty good, except for that weird hole which we can build over. Our lander's kind of in the way. This is a good looking area. I think I might actually use this one. It's not too bad. Got a little hole there. Yeah, I think this one will work fine. Yeah, let's do it. Now, I like to orient my base where the sun rises. Right? Where the sun rises, it's going to set right there behind Earth. And so I like to orient it with the door facing the sun. Why? I don't know. It just, for my gameplay, it seems to work really well. Now, my lander and stuff is in the way of me doing that easily. So what I'm going to do is probably set up, this is nitrice right here. I think I'm going to set up right here. Yeah, I'm just going to set up right here, I think. This will be good. And I'm going to show you why. I like this little hill here. So let's get going. Okay, I paused it and I had to reset the game a little bit so that it would, my hunger and hydration would start going down again. I also gave myself a recharged battery because I used a bunch of it while I was talking. And this will give me a chance to yeet this thing. So if you hold Q, wow, and there it goes. Bye, battery. I'm sure I'll find you one day. Anyway, I find it really fun to throw things. So let's get our construction supplies. I'm going to leave it up here for right now. That's hydroponics, electronics, electrical. There it is. Turn my light on. And the first thing I need are these iron frames. I don't need very many, so I'm going to take the stack of 15. And I'm going to come over here. And we need an entrance into our base. I personally prefer an airlock with two, I don't know what you call them, 2 squares. A lot of people do the one because, oh, well, it's easy for gas to pass in and out. I really like one because it just has more space, especially if you do multiplayer. But we're going to build, I think I said this way, right? So let's turn off my light. Oh, okay, so I have to kind of orient it a little differently. So let's do it right here. This is not ideal, but we're going with it. So there's 1, there's 2. This is gonna be my airlock. The way I did that was I have my iron frames in my hand. Let me open up my tool belt, put my wrench away because I don't need it, and I right click. And as I move around, it will go different ways. Yes, I could put it up in the sky, I guess, if I really wanted to. Anywhere that's green will work. Red, no good. Yellow means it connects to something else. You'll see that later in different things. So I just right click, I put 1 here, and I hold the left mouse to place it down. And this is going to be my airlock. So this is where I'm going to walk in. And then this is going to be the other door into my base. So I'm going to set up a 3x3 area. Now this is going to be kind of more like a, I don't know, storage area / lobby. The way that I like to build my bases, is with a sort of hallway where you come into the airlock and then picture with me. And then this is a hallway that would go straight back, and the different things I need are going to offshoot from the side. Now, Obviously, the storage area is a little bit bigger because the hallway is just going to be 1 square wide as it goes down. But it'll work. And actually, we didn't need all that set up, but it's fine. It's okay. Because what we're going to do is we're going to kind of... I'm doing this by myself, no multiplayer. And I need to kind of expedite this a little bit. So, what I'm going to do is... Now I need the rest of my slides. If I'd been smart, I would have grabbed these ahead of time. But here we are. It's a Leonidas video. Welcome to the channel. We grab iron sheets, which I need. Now to continue building. I also want to get rid of some stuff. I don't need my pain pill. I don't need my road flares. Other stuff is fine. I really don't need this cartridge, but I don't want to lose it. I'll just set it down for now. You can also drop things just by holding Alt, use the mouse, and just drop. And there it goes. Don't let me forget that thing. I can turn my light off because the sun is up there. Now, the way I know what I need is if I had, let's say, the wrong thing, my wrench, it will tell me, hey, if you want to look down here at the bottom. Well, of course it does that. It says angle grinder required to deconstruct. So if I want to pull this thing up, I need an angle grinder. If I want to continue with construction, I need a welding torch and 1 iron sheet. So grab my welding torch. I got my iron sheets, and it's giving me this red thing. Not currently operable for this task. Well, because I got to turn it on. So if I right click it, it turns yellow. Now I can do my thing. I hold, boom. So now it has built this. There's 2 steps though. As you can see, we can walk on this. With this one we fall through. This one we don't. Let me demonstrate it again. Put it on, weld it. Okay, now I don't fall through anymore, but I can still see through it. This is not airtight. So air will pass through this. We don't want that. So to seal it up, we do a second set of welds. Now it's airtight. Cool? Cool. This is what you need on your floor for airtight things. In our case, for airtight airlock. Now, once again, if I had thought this through all the way, I would have brought this with me. Light, we're losing sun. So let's grab our iron sheets. Nope. Let's grab our iron wall. Now we're going to build our walls and our ceiling. I'm not doing the rest of this because I'm trying to hurry a little bit. So now I right click and here's my walls. You can put them wherever. If you push C, they'll move. They'll rotate. They will rotate around. They'll also up, and then they'll rotate the different sides of the cubes, then they'll rotate within the sides of the cubes, like they're doing now. So sometimes you got to push it a bunch of ways. And the reason for that is if you watch the orientation of where, see all those lines? That's what it's going to look like when you put it down. Some people care about which way it looks. I don't. Kind of. What I care about is I like seeing these X's instead of the kind of the ghetto fab tent city style iron walls. And so what I do is I put the cube on the outside because the X will be on the exterior of this cube, whereas the iron that you build will be on the inside. So I'm going to set one here and another here. Now, if you notice, if we look at the little information, see how it says hold C to change things? We can, or we can just press C. Press C moves it. You can hold C, and then as you go mouse wheel, it'll also do it. The other thing you can do is without holding C, if you go mouse wheel, there's different styles. So it says iron wall type 1. See that in the big box at the top? If I go down, well, now it's type 2, so it'll look different. Type 3 looks different. 4 looks different. Then there's a window. You can make a window. Or back to the walls. So I'm going to finish making these real fast. One there. One there. And now my ceilings. Same thing. I want them on the outside of the cube. So I keep pushing C until it gets to be a floor. There we go. One there. One there. Now, these... Oh, can I jump up there? Probably not. Whoa. Am I high enough? Nope. Okay. Use my jetpack to get up there. Jetpack, go. Whoa. Overshot it. I can walk on this and not fall through. But it is not airtight. To make it airtight, I need my iron sheets. And it'll tell me that. Right now, it tells me nothing. There is no menu. I don't know what I need to do. So if I switch hands, press E, it'll tell me, oh, I need an iron sheet to continue construction, or I can use an angle grinder to tear it down. So I hold Alt, and I swap this guy with my iron sheets, select it, and now it gives me this yellow, hey, you can build this. So that's what I mean. See how it looks like just, well, little iron sheets kind of bolted over each other? So you can change which way they face, how they look, if that matters to you. I don't need a floor because my iron frame does that for me. Now I'm going to hold off on doing the roof because I don't need to right now. What we need is power. We need a way to charge our batteries. So let's run over to our electronics kit. Oh, do you see my hand? See that thing waving on the right next to my helmet? That's the welder. So as I walk, if I hold it, it sits there. Or maybe it's just my hand. Anyway, either way, as you walk around, things in your hands will wave. So don't get distracted, like me. Now, let's grab things we need. So put this back on our belt. We have our coil. We need a battery charger. And actually, I don't need those iron frames for a little bit. So let's free up our hands, or some slots. Let's put our iron frames back. Do I have any space for those? Not really. I'm going to take this out and put him there. And then I will put my little pain pill there. Solar panel. Anything else? Solid generator, more coil, and an APC. Yes. So I have a stack of 2 of these. If I wanted to split them, I can hit R, and it'll give me that. Or I can hold the Alt key, left click, and it'll bring this up. And if I go split one, well, does that. To stack them again, is drag on top. Or I can say split half, does the same thing. If it's in my belt and I say split, it'll put it in my hand. So I need one for now. Let's put the other one back. And I will grab a spare battery. Let's go. Normally, if I were doing this for efficiency's sake, I would take all these things down and have them near my base, but I'm leaving them there for simplicity's purpose for this video. Okay, so this is how I set mine. I'm on top of my airlock right now. Okay, this is on top of my airlock. Again, we're going to walk in through here and then have our base there. Normally, I would do it behind the lander so that I can just walk out the front door and see it, but here we are. So now, let's find my kit. Where did my solar panel kit go? Please tell me I didn't forget it. I could have sworn I grabbed it. Did I not? Oh, man. All right. Hang on. We're back. Okay, we're back. I got my solar panel kit. It's in my hand. Now I'm going to right-click. So I can rotate this. If you look at the facing out this way, you're going to see a little leg that comes out. As I press C to rotate that, see how it moves around? And then facing me, it has a little lightning bolt. Can I adjust my view to show you that? Not really. It has a lightning bolt, and it also has these little green squares that you can't see because it won't let me. The right where my helmet is. Looks like a little cross, kind of. That's showing it's a power port and a data port. This is where the power from my solar panel is going to come out. So I build it, and there it goes. I want it facing this way. You can do whichever way you want. Now, if I wanted to pull this up, say I messed up, I would grab my hand drill, and there it goes, in my hand. If my hands were full, it would just drop on the ground as a kit. So this is what it says, 1 of 2. If you look at the information, see how it says 1 of 2, and it has my mouse up and down arrow. If I rotate, whoa, there goes my mouse. If I do mouse wheel, it'll show me that I can also do an angled panel, which is neat, and has a use. Once it's set up, you can't adjust it. So for our purposes, starting out, I use the flat one. And I put the power output to the side. There we go. This is not complete. It will not generate power yet. I need my glass panels. Let me go grab those. Here I am at my construction kit, glass panels or glass sheets, and we run back. Again, I recommend taking all your stuff over here so you don't have to run back and forth. I actually don't know why I'm doing this for the video. But I am. So with them in my hand, it gives me the yellow construct. So I hold it. Now it will generate power. So if I look at it, it says its health is 100, it's not damaged. It's generating 0 and its efficiency is 0. Well, yeah, because there's no sun. Now we got to wire this bad boy up. So we grab our coil and I right click. Now I can press C to change the orientation. Right, sideways, up and down. I can also use the mouse wheel to change the direction. So that creates a curve. If I do another one, this will create a kind of a tree, a three-way. And then 4, 5, 6. You can have all sorts of different connections. Now, it will tell you these junctions. This uses actually 2 pieces of wire. So if I go, let's just say I want it to go to the right. So this is showing the yellow on the top means it's connecting to a power port and then that little green plus says where the open end is going to be. So I can just tell that that's to the right. So I hold, build, and there we go. There it comes out. Now, if I were going, and that used 1 wire. If I were going to do one of these junctions, like this for some reason, it used 2. Because it used 1 wire to go this way and 1 wire to go that way. Keep that in mind. It is important. I don't need you sheets and I don't have space for you. So now to get rid of that, I use my wire cutter. And there it goes. Add it back to I got +2. Let's say, actually I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, so we're going to go back to straight and we will move this over. Let's go about right, I don't know, here. Now we're going to curve down. This is where my guy, the APC, the area power controller, comes in. So we build him, and notice how on this one you can see where it has on the left, it has the little data in and out and the power and an in arrow. What this is showing is power coming into it. It's a flow direction. Coming out, data will not come out, only power will come out. The data is for, you can set up computers and logic chips and read things and consoles and program things. And there's a lot of automation you can do or check the status of things. And that's what that's for. Early in the game, don't worry about it. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit C until we want power going in from our solar panels into our APC. Right? Because if we turned it around the other way, well, then our APC, the power would be going out to the solar panel, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's snapping to it because it sees the connection there. If it didn't, it would just kind of rotate freely. You can also use the insert home, page up, page down, delete, end buttons to rotate these, but for our purposes, we're not going to use that. So we build this guy, and there you go. And it'll say power. Right, that's a power only. If you look up here, it'll have data. Anything that's data, if I remember right, is data and power almost always. I haven't come across something that's not. Now we need to open this guy. So we do that with a crowbar to open him. Mine stays open all the time. So here's what an APC is. We take our battery, we put it in. Anything that's connected to this, a power source, will charge this battery. Always. Regardless. This master switch is kind of like a circuit breaker for your house. If you flip it on, anything downstream that is connected to the network coming out of this, that battery will power. So right now, while it's nighttime, anything beyond this, my battery would be powering. Anything, if this was flipped on, that's what the green light means. If it's flipped off, nope. But the battery's still charged. So I'm going to flip it on. The sun is coming up, so I'm actually going to swap my batteries right now. because I want that guy to charge. What red means is, I don't remember. I think that it's not full. It flashes different lights to mean different things. But there we go. So now we have a way to charge our batteries. Hooray, huzzah. We're going to add another one right here. So let's put our tools back, free up our hands, get a little battery charger, and we're going to put them right, I don't know, here looks nice. Now the reason why I have them here is because I want my solar panels charging them. If I put them downstream, it's going to take from that battery, if I don't have any power coming in, to charge whatever's in here. Well, that doesn't solve my problem. I'm going from changing charge from one battery to another. So I want this guy here. And if I had extra batteries, I would put them in to have them start charging. Notice to swap batteries, I did a straight across. If you take it out first,
power critical.
You're going to your suit's going to lose power for that little time that it's out. You can, but you don't need to. So now as we watch as the sun's coming up, we look at our solar panel. Let me look at it from down here. You sure won't. So let's take a hike upstairs with a little jetpack. Yes, you can build ladders. Yes, I use them all over my base because I spend a lot of time on the roof. So it's not generating anything yet because it hasn't seen the sun. Now it is. See? And so now as we go down, what you're going to see is it's going to blink blue and green. What that means is receiving more power than it's giving out downstream. If it was red and green, I think it's red and green, that would mean it's using more power than it's getting. Hopefully that makes sense. Now we got to tie this guy in, right? Because he's got a little power port up here up top. How do we tie him in? Well, if I take my wire and I do the little connection right, that's exactly what I want. Well, it gives me red. It says you can't. It's blocked. It's blocked by that wire. Unless you use your wire cutters. Then you can splice it in. Yellow to yellow is what you're looking for. If it says yellow to green, see that green over there? It's not going to connect to the 2 points. So sometimes you have to move it around until you get yellow to yellow. It's going to go from the existing cable to the charger. And there we go. And then it's made our splice for us. Now, don't forget to turn it on. I always forget to turn it on. Also, we can see this guy charging. If I take that out of my hands, we can watch it go up very slowly. There you go. See, it's trickling up. And so there you go. We now have power. Hooray, huzzah. That's our first thing that we needed to solve, is now we have a way to create electricity. But this isn't enough, and we're going to need a whole lot more. So the next thing that I want to do is build out and get some larger solar panels. And I think that's what we're going to do. So I will start setting up for that. So I need more iron frames. You know what? I am just going to bring this whole thing down. I hate dragging these things, but this is ridiculous. I don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. So we'll grab this guy, pull him down, let him fall, stay out of the way. There we go. And then you can kind of try to push him. He doesn't get caught on anything, but when you're trying to pull him into your base, oh man, you talk about a headache. And these things, they whip around on you and they're hard to set down. You can't really, they're just kind of free floating and you got to angle them just right. And you got, oh yeah. Okay, so now we open it. Let's grab our iron frames. And actually, now that we have this here, we can put a whole bunch of these things back. No, we're going to need those atmospheres. We're going to need you for a while. Definitely don't need a wrench. Well, let's go. I had the smaller stack. Where's the smaller stack? There it is. Notice that 30 is the largest stack. So if I click on the stack of 4, it's just going to swap them. Normally it would combine them, but in this case it won't. So I am going to build a frame here and a frame here. And we'll do a third one just for good measure. Now, this has kind of cramped my style because I can't build on top of that. I can build into it, and you can send wires through it, but it's just not great. So what I want to do is press 6 to bring up my mining belt, grab my pneumatic mining drill, press 6 again to make that go away, press R or hold Alt and click on it. And I want to set this to flatten. It is now on flatten. So if I turn this guy on and just start walking, holding left mouse button and walk, it's going to flatten all this out for me. I don't want it to go that far down. Oh, is it on flatten? Yeah, I don't know what level it's flattening it to, but because I do kind of like this. Because to walk in, I don't like the ledge. I don't like these ledges. I wish that wasn't there because now I have to like step up over it. But it's okay. It's not bad. That's just a personal annoyance. Use your own technique. Make sure the switch is red. That means off. Oops, I need to bring my mining belt back up. Put him back in there. And we're good. Now I need those iron sheets and my welder. Now these I don't need airtight because they are outside. The reason I like it outside is because all the heat and fumes and everything that comes off of all these printers and everything can be outside. And I don't need to worry about them being inside my base. Now that hole's going to be a problem, so I'm actually going to put one here. Nope. There we go. Oh, I need two? Alright, so that wasn't a wise decision. It's fine. We'll waste a couple frames. Now this is just a quality of life thing. They're completely useless. Wasting resources for quality of life. So we will swap iron sheets. We will grab our welding torch, right click to turn it on, and just do one weld. Save those iron sheets. There's no reason for us to make that airtight. Okay, now I can walk over the hole and not fall through, and life is great. And I will flatten that down a little bit later. So now I need to build my printers and things. So let's put this guy back in my belt. Put you back. Okay, let's go grab... Actually, is my autolathe here? It is. Autolathe. That's the first thing we need. And we're going to place you... Let's go... Okay, red. Obviously, it's too high. See how it says it needs a frame? If I try to put it out here, nope, needs a frame. Yes, you can build it under the ground. But I need a frame. Now, if you look at it... I'm going to go to this other side. See how it has an in arrow on the left, an exit arrow on the right? You're going to put supplies in on the left, and they're going to pop out on the right. And then you can see on the front, facing me, that little data port to the lower left corner, the power port to the lower right, and I can rotate this thing using C. So I like having mine facing my base, as it were, and I'm going to put him... I do kind of care about aesthetics a little bit, so I'm going to put you, let's say, right here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, now, what do I need to construct this? I don't know, and it's not telling me. So I'm just going to grab a random tool. It says I need a welding torch and 2 iron sheets. Okay, so we put a welding torch here. We grab 2 iron sheets, put them here. Switch to the torch, and weld. And sure enough, it used 2. What do I need next? Now I need 4 cable coil. That's a lot. Switch these. And what do I need next? Again, it's not telling me. I got to use a random tool. Uh-oh. Okay, see how I've accidentally drugged this? Yes, you can place them wherever you want. If you want to snap it back, click the little arrow. Random crowbar tells me I need a welding torch and 2 plastic sheets now. Nothing like the smell of burning plastic in the morning, hey? So we come over here and grab our plastic sheets. Welding torch on. Still not done. Screwdriver to continue. So for some reason, I just need a random screwdriver. And there you go. Now this needs power. It will not run without it. Here's my on-off switch. It shows green, but it's not lit up, and nothing works. So I need to power this guy. So let's put this one back and run cable. And what I'm going to do is, this is where I want my power coming out the bottom. And I'm going to, let's go down one more level. And now I'm going to have it run along the bottom of my base. Doors that you build, especially airtight doors, not all of them can support cables coming out of all areas. Some will only come out of, you can only go out the top. Some you can only go out the sides. Some it doesn't matter. I know that for what I'm going to use, which is the composite door, it can go out essentially anywhere around it. They're the most useful. This is now powered. How do I know? By turning it on. See how everything lights up now? And now I can click on this guy and find, look at all these different things I can build. All these different things. Like bobblehead. How about a ladder? Yep, I can build a ladder. What do I need for it? I need 2 grams of iron. Well, I don't have iron. Turn this off. Look, this is what I'm saying. See blue and red? I think I said green and red, but blue and red. It means it's draining my battery by being on. Well, I don't want it to drain. If I'm not using it, turn it off. Now your dad yells at you to turn off all the lights and everything in the house when you're not using them. It applies. Now my battery's not draining. It's not blinking anymore. So it's hooked up. It's just not being charged. It's not full. But this is off and I'm okay. So I need to find some iron. Let's go find some iron. Where is my beacon? Right there. Let's go put you somewhere a little more safe. Like maybe right here. Yes, he will work inside. We'll turn it on. And away we go. So now we're looking for iron. This is nitrice. This is gold. Very helpful. In fact, if I had a flag, I'd put it there. More nitrite. Wow, a lot of nitrice. This is oxide. This is what the ice I'm going to use to get oxygen out of. Much harder at night because you can't see all the glistening, gleaming ores from a distance. So I'm going to wander around. Oh, wait. No, I don't need to. It's right here. I don't need to cut away. I just know that this is iron because it's this dull brown color. So now I push 6 to bring up my mining belt. I select my mining drill and I turn it on. Will it actually tell me? Did it tell me? Yeah, right there. So why it won't tell me here? Oh yeah, I guess I just got to put it in the right spot. But it shows that it's iron. So let's grab this, gobble up a whole bunch of this stuff. Come on. Come on. Oh, because I'm on flatten. Turn it off. R, set default. There we go. That's why I wasn't going down. Okay. A few more there. Iron you use quite a bit of. Iron, copper, use a lot of. Iron is very common on the moon. So it's not too hard to find. But while I'm here, I only got 32 of it so far, which isn't very much. I'm actually kind of surprised at how little that is. And bummed. Is that it? Is that all you're going to give me? I need more than that. Yeah, that was a very low yield, unfortunately. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to find any more. Okay, so the search continues. Wander around. I will go find more, and I will come back to you when I'm back at my base with more iron. Okay, welcome back. I have my iron now, but it's not an ingot form. It's an ore form. So now we got to melt this thing down. So what I need is my arc furnace. So we're going to set this guy up. Now, if you put these too close together, it causes a problem. This doesn't have a place to eject it because they just kind of, when it makes stuff, they just fall out. If you make a bunch of something, they'll just pile up. They'll launch up into the sky because hitboxes are a thing. So you got to kind of space these out. So I want mine spaced out and accessible. So I'm going to put mine probably about right here. Is that a good spot? Can I get through there okay? Yeah, that'll work. Probably want them more in the center, but you know what? This will work for our purposes. So now we need to power them in, right? If we hold over that, it should tell us, yep, it's the power connection. So we need our wire. And again, in order to tie this in, I need my wire cutters. It doesn't matter if you go this way or, come on, this way. As long as you got 2 yellows, boom, we're in. So now, let's put these back. We turn him on. And notice that he is using power already. What are we down to? 98 still. Oh yeah, because it shut it off. We put our ore in, and we push the button. This heats up, and it's giving off gas. That's why we're showing us a bit of an atmosphere and a temperature. If we move away from it, it goes away. So it's radiating enough heat to register on there. And notice that it is using our battery to do all that. So we will wait till this finishes, and then I will come back to you. Okay, decided not to wait. If you need this out quickly, if you hold over the little button, it tells you how much is left out of 50. If you just push it, it'll stop and eject out the back what you already have, and then we can let the rest of it keep going. So I'm just going to grab what we have, pop it in here on the inside, the intake, and it'll automatically add it. Boom, gone. If I added another one, it would go in. If I try to put something in there it can't take, it just won't take it. And if you look here, hold over this little green part, it'll tell you what the contents are. I have 39 grams of iron in there. Now this is finished, so I'm going to start another one. Actually, let's do copper now, because that takes a little bit longer. And I can add this, or grab this and add it to it, and now it'll tell me, look, that I have 50 grams. So I can't do anything while it's off. This lever will eject the contents of whatever you've input into it, only if it's on. So I need it to be on, right? We're draining our battery like crazy. I guess it's not too bad. If I want my iron out because I need it for another printer, I pull the lever. Don't forget to put it back up, because if I am like, oh, I want to put iron in here to build something, it's going to launch it right back out because I left my lever up. I promise it will happen to you. So we put it in, we go here, and what was I needed to create? I wanted to create, I completely forgot. Let me pause this. Oh yeah, I think I was just going to create a ladder to start with. So let's go ladder. And oops, I did that a little fast. We go ladder. It tells me, yep, I got 50 of the 2 needed, so I could actually make 25 of these if I really wanted to. So I click ladder. It now has it selected here. Notice how it says left mouse and then build kit ladder. That's what I'm going to build. It tells me that I have what's needed for it. When I press this, it's going to animate. This will close. You're going to start seeing it, and you're going to see the percentage go up. If I were to let this go after it pops one out, it'll make another ladder, which I'm okay doing. I don't want a third ladder, so there's a couple ways I can do that. After the third one pops out, while it's building, after the second one pops out, while it's building the third one, I can click the button again and it'll stop. And I won't have lost any resources. You can stop something mid-print and not lose the resources. There's another trick you can use. So I put it in, here it comes. We watch the percentage go up. That's pretty fast. Boom, there's one. Now I pushed the button to the side. So what I did was, as it was going, I pushed this yellow button to change. You can kind of cycle through what it's going to build. And what I did was I just changed it to the side because I was on ladder, right? Ladder. And I changed it to locker, and it all of a sudden stopped. Didn't make it. So now I've got my ladders, and now I can put this here. The ladders are kind of funky. You just have to rotate them, and now I don't have to use my jetpack to crawl up here anymore. Very handy. These are pretty finicky. Sometimes you'll launch up. Oh, it didn't do. Of course, it's not going to do it now. There it is. It'll launch you up. It'll do that. It'll launch you up multiple times. The ladders can be kind of crazy. So just be aware of that. So now what do I need to build? Well, the next thing we need... Oh, man, sorry about my mouse just every time I take my hand off. So now what we need to build is... The next thing now that we have power, I would love to build a beacon. Well, I don't have a beacon. Let's see if I can build a beacon here. I don't think I can. I think it comes from another... Okay. So my power is low. So what I'm going to do is turn this guy off and turn this off. And... What's my battery at? 76? Yeah, it's better than 49. We're going to swap those. And this will charge when the sun comes up. The sun comes up on the moon every 20 minutes. It's daylight 20 minutes, nighttime 20 minutes. Now, I need a different kind of printer to make a beacon. And I think that is my next thing that I want to make. Let's say that I just wanted to see if it's in there, and the beacon, I don't know what I need. I don't know what I need to make a beacon. I don't know which printer I need. Not why am I beacon. There we go. This is the one that I want. Well, this shows the beacon itself. If you want to know what it comes from, it'll tell you, click on that, and it comes from an electronics printer. The energy is how much it's going to use out of your battery. number of watts, I believe. And then all the things you need. Well, I need steel, I need solder, copper, gold. That's not going to happen for a while, so we're going to ignore that. Though I do think it is a pretty high priority. So what we're going to work on now is we've got our, we have our power taken care of. We next need air and water, ways to refill that, because we have a limited supply of water bottles. So let's do that next. And what I'm going to do is start building my actual base. This guy can turn off. I should have turned him off a while ago. And we will put you, I guess, you're fine there for now, I suppose. Okay, let's start with building our base. So I'm going to put this ladder down because I don't actually need it, but I will want to put it up later. I use those a lot. We need our iron sheets. We need our welder right here. And let's start filling in the floor of our base. Now, this is going to be interior, so we do want it airtight, so we're going to do double welds on all these. So I will cut away and come back when I have finished all of these. All right, I have finished the interior of my base where I can store things. What I like to do is, remember I talked about those offshoots? I like to build a separate room for lots of things. What I typically have offshoot this side, I'm turning my light off, save my battery. What I have off this side is where I refill oxygen and water and a few other things. Off of this side, I have my hydroponics, and then I'll build my base out further that way. My HAB, H-A-B, if you really want to use neat words. So let's build off going that way. Let's grab, I'm going to do a little bit different design than I normally do and see how it goes. So this is a new experimentation for me. So I'll put this out of the way, this out of the way, close my mining belt because I don't need it. Walls I will need at some point. Oh, I already have 37 of those. Frames. Where's my iron? Oh, those are frames. Okay, so I will take the iron walls with me. And plastic sheets I don't need. We can set back. Try and stay organized. I think it'll help you out. You don't have to, but I think it really helps. Okay, so that we build our little connection. This one's going to be a one-room airlock instead of two. And then I do this one. I'm going to do a 3x3 again, and kind of get bird's eye view. So I need another one here. Okay, and then another. Whoops, another row. 1, 2, and 3. Now we get our iron sheets in our hand. We get our welding torch, and again, because this is going to be inside, I want this airtight. I will finish doing all these and then come back to you. Welcome back. I ran out of iron sheets and had to grab my other stack, but I am limited. Right? We are getting low on iron sheets. So keep that in mind. Now, I don't need this to be airtight yet. So I'm going to leave it open, save some resources, but I am going to put up walls. So my iron wall, I thought I had another stack. Did I really go through all of them already? And again, I like to use the cube on the outside because I like to see when I build, this is what I was talking about. Remember how I said, sorry, not jetpack, like that kind of that ghetto, just the roof style, tin roof style where you just slap iron. I don't know. I don't think that's very aesthetically pleasing. I prefer these X's. So that's why I build them this way. Light off. It will, whatever's inside the cube will see those iron pieces overlapping, which I don't necessarily want. So I guess I'll do this one now. And what's next? That side I already did. That side, okay, I need a couple of those, one here and one here. And we'll do this side. I'm going to leave, actually, no, I'll leave this all the way closed. Okay, so if you can picture with me now, we're inside, and this is our room. We're going to have a roof, a ceiling. And then this is going to be an airlock that I can pass through. I may leave it open, but it'll have the option to close it. I'll use manual hatches and can go through into this base. I like sealing off every room in case I need to, in some kind of an emergency or something. So if I get something blows up and busts a hole in the wall, it'll only suck out all the air in this room. The rest of the base would be fine. So that's just a personal technique. But now we are going to construct our setup for water next time. The next episode, because I just realized how long we've been going. In the next episode, I will have water and oxygen refilling set up and be able to produce more than what we just have in our tanks. So we're going to do water and air next time. But for now, I'm Leonidas. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you again soon.